The glass doors of Lumine Boutique swung open with a cheerful chime. Inside, soft music played, and racks of silk, leather, and glittering accessories lined the bright showroom. Every inch of the place screamed luxury. Maya Thompson stepped in, her modest sundress fluttering slightly as she walked. Her sneakers were clean but plain, her tote bag handmade. She looked out of place among the marble floors and perfume-scented air. Behind the counter, two young women were talking and laughing. One of them, Tiffany, the store clerk, turned as Maya entered. Her perfectly styled hair framed a practiced smile, the kind that flickered for customers who looked like they could afford something. That smile vanished when she saw Maya. Can I help you?" Tiffany asked, tone sweet but sharp underneath. Maya smiled politely. "Yes, I'm looking for your creative director. I'd like to discuss a—" Tiffany interrupted with a small laugh. "Oh, we don't take design pitches in person. You'll need to email the company. The information's online." Maya hesitated. "Actually, I'm not here to pitch. I just wanted to—" Another sales associate, Lana, walked over, eyes sweeping Maya's outfit. "Oh my God, Tiffany," she whispered just loud enough to be heard. "She's wearing last year's clearance line." Tiffany snickered. "Really? I thought it was homemade." Maya's cheeks warmed, but her voice stayed steady. "I just wanted to speak with someone from management. It's important." Tiffany crossed her arms. "Sweetheart, we don't do walk-ins. Unless you're here to buy something, I'm afraid you're wasting your time." "I am here to buy something," Maya said quietly. "I was looking for one of your new pieces." Lana grinned. "Those start at $1,200. The laughter was soft, but it stung. Maya exhaled slowly, holding on to her composure. "All right. Thank you for your time." As she turned to leave, Tiffany called after her, voice dripping with sarcasm. "You might find something more your style at the discount mall down the street." Maya stopped at the door. She didn't look back. "You might want to be careful who you laugh at," she said calmly. "People remember faces." Tiffany rolled her eyes. "Sure they do." When the door closed behind Maya, the clerks laughed again. Neither of them noticed the boutique's security camera above the counter, or the small red light blinking as it recorded everything. The next morning, the atmosphere inside Lumine Boutique felt as glossy as ever. Soft music, perfect lighting, and a scent that made customers slow down and browse. Tiffany stood behind the counter, her phone half hidden under the register, as she scrolled through social media. Lana leaned on the counter beside her. "Did you see that influencer review we got yesterday?" she asked, smirking. 5 stars for elegance and exclusivity. Exactly our brand." Tiffany grinned. "Well, we are exclusive. I mean, can you imagine if we let anyone walk in here and think they belonged?" Lana laughed. "Like that woman yesterday? The one with the tote bag?" "Oh my God, yes," Tiffany said, rolling her eyes. "She actually thought she could meet the creative director. Can you believe that?" They both burst into laughter again, just as Daniel, the store manager, walked in from the back office. The sound stopped instantly. "Something funny?" he asked, tone cool. Tiffany straightened. "Just talking about a customer, sir." Daniel set down a folder on the counter. "Right. The customer who filed a complaint with headquarters?" Lana blinked. "Wait, what?" Daniel opened the folder. Inside was a printed email from corporate. "Apparently, one of yesterday's visitors reported being mocked and denied service by your team." Tiffany's confidence faltered. "Oh, that must be some misunderstanding. She wasn't a real client." Daniel cut her off. "You don't decide who a client is. Your job is to welcome everyone who walks through that door. Do you understand?" She nodded quickly. "Of course, but she said she was looking for management." He slammed the folder shut. "I don't care what she said. What I care about is that someone walked out of my store humiliated. And the worst part? Corporate wants names." The color drained from Tiffany's face. "She actually contacted them?" Daniel crossed his arms. "She didn't just contact them. She sent a detailed message, with the exact words that were said. Apparently, the security footage backed her up." Tiffany's throat went dry. "Security footage?" "Yes," Daniel said coldly. "This store records everything." He leaned forward slightly. "You both made this place look small. If I were you, I'd pray that woman doesn't decide to take it further." Then he turned and disappeared into the back room. The silence that followed was suffocating. Lana muttered, She must have known someone in corporate. Tiffany didn't answer. Her mind was spinning. She tried to laugh it off, but a knot formed in her stomach. She said people remember faces, she whispered. What if she wasn't just some random shopper? Lana forced a smile. You're overthinking it. She's probably no one. Tiffany didn't respond. For the first time, she wasn't sure she believed that. Outside, across the street, Maya watched the boutique through the window of a cafe, her coffee untouched. She wasn't smiling. She was waiting. Because in 48 hours, she'd be coming back. Not as the woman they mocked, but as the new designer for Lumine's next collection. 2 days later, Lumine Boutique was in full display mode. New mannequins stood near the entrance, dressed in the latest pre-spring collection. The staff moved briskly, preparing for an important visit from corporate, as the email had put it. Tiffany adjusted the hem of a dress on display, her nerves barely contained. She hadn't slept properly since the talk with Daniel. The words security footage and corporate complaint kept looping in her head. Lana leaned in close. You think they're coming to fire us? Tiffany sighed. No idea. I just hope whoever it was doesn't show up again. As if on cue, the front door chimed. The sound of heels on marble echoed through the lobby. Tiffany turned toward the entrance and froze. Maya Thompson walked in, wearing a crisp cream blazer over tailored trousers, her hair swept up neatly, a leather case in her hand. She didn't look like the same woman from 2 days ago. She looked powerful. Lana blinked. Oh my God. Is that? Tiffany whispered. It can't be. Behind Maya followed Daniel, the store manager, and a tall woman in a charcoal gray suit. Elena Ward, the regional director for Lumine. The atmosphere changed instantly. Every clerk straightened up, every conversation stopped. Maya, Daniel said with a nervous smile, welcome back. We're honored to have you here. Tiffany's mouth went dry. Maya? He's calling her by name? Maya smiled politely. Thank you, Daniel. I appreciate you arranging this so quickly. Elena turned to the staff. Everyone, I'd like you to meet Ms. Maya Thompson. She's the creative mind behind the new spring collaboration line for Lumine. The words hit the room like a thunderclap. Maya, the designer. The same woman they had mocked. Tiffany's jaw nearly dropped. Lana blinked repeatedly, trying to process it. Elena continued, oblivious to their shock. Ms. Thompson has been brought in to modernize our design language. She'll be reviewing the retail side of our brand as well, including client experience. That last phrase made Tiffany's stomach twist. Maya's eyes flicked toward her. Calm, steady, but unmistakably aware. Client experience, Maya repeated softly. Yes, I'm particularly interested in that. Elena nodded approvingly. Excellent. You'll have full access to the store for today's review. Staff, please extend every courtesy. As they moved deeper into the store, Tiffany's hands trembled. Lana whispered, She's the designer? Tiffany's voice cracked. We made fun of her. Lana swallowed hard. And she remembered your face. Tiffany glanced toward Maya, who was now speaking with Daniel and gesturing gracefully toward a clothing rack. She didn't seem angry, just composed, professional, in complete control. That scared Tiffany more than yelling ever could. As Maya passed by, their eyes met for just a second. Maya gave her a small nod, not smug, not cruel, just deliberate. A silent message, you see me now. And for the first time, Tiffany felt what real embarrassment felt like. Not because she was caught, but because she was wrong. The boutique felt unusually quiet that afternoon. Every employee moved with exaggerated politeness, every sound of hangers and heels echoing just a bit too loudly. The weight of Maya's presence filled the room like invisible pressure. She walked slowly through the showroom, her leather case in one hand, jotting quick notes on a tablet as she examined displays. The staff tried to act normal, but eyes followed her everywhere. Tiffany stood near a row of designer dresses, pretending to organize hangers. Her hands shook slightly. Every time Maya glanced in her direction, her heart raced. Finally, Maya stopped near her section. She turned toward Tiffany, her voice calm. You arranged this display? Tiffany froze for a half second, then nodded quickly. Yes, Ms. Thompson. I put together this section last week. Maya stepped closer, looking at the outfits, the color coordination, the mannequin styling, The accessories. It's clean, she said evenly, but it feels cold. Too much distance between the brand and the customer. Tiffany blinked, caught off guard. I'm sorry? Maya met her eyes. Fashion is communication. It's not just what we wear, it's how we treat people. This setup feels like it's saying, look, but don't touch. That's not who Lumine should be. Her tone wasn't harsh, but the message cut deep. Tiffany nodded quickly, cheeks burning. You're right. I'll fix it right away. Maya studied her a moment longer, then said softly, You know, I walked through the same space 2 days ago. I remember how it felt then. Tiffany's breath caught. The words she had dreaded were finally here. Maya continued, her voice steady, almost gentle. The air felt the same way, distant, like I didn't belong, like this place wasn't meant for people like me. The other employees nearby froze in place, pretending to work but listening to every word. Tiffany's throat tightened. Ms. Thompson, I'm so sorry. I was wrong. I didn't mean to make you feel that way. I just judged too quickly, Maya finished for her. Yes, I know. Her tone wasn't cruel. If anything, it was tired. The voice of someone who'd lived through this more than once. Tiffany swallowed hard, her voice trembling. I wish I could take it back. Maya looked at her for a long moment, then exhaled quietly. Taking it back isn't enough. Change how you move forward. That's what matters. She turned slightly toward Daniel, who had been watching from a few feet away. The display's fine, just make it warmer. More human. Daniel nodded. Of course. Maya began to walk away, but paused and glanced back at Tiffany one last time. You have a good eye for layout, she said. Try using it with empathy next time. Then she moved on, leaving Tiffany standing there in silence, her eyes stinging. Lana approached cautiously. What did she say? Tiffany blinked back tears. That I have a good eye, she whispered, and that I should learn how to use it right. For the first time since starting at Lumine, Tiffany didn't care about sales numbers or commission bonuses. All she could think about was how ugly her behavior had looked compared to the grace of the woman she'd mocked. Across the room, Maya glanced over her shoulder briefly. Tiffany wasn't looking her way. She was fixing the display, carefully, thoughtfully, as if every hanger were an apology. And for the first time, Maya allowed herself a small, quiet smile. By the end of the week, Lumine Boutique looked and felt different. The music was softer, the displays were warmer, and for the first time in a long while, the store felt welcoming, not intimidating. The change didn't happen by accident. It began the moment Maya Thompson took her place at the long mahogany table in the boutique's private showroom, where Elena Ward, the regional director, and several store managers had gathered for a press announcement. Bright light from camera flashes filled the room as journalists and photographers prepared their equipment. The event had been teased online for 2 days. Lumine welcomes visionary designer for new collaboration. Tiffany and Lana stood near the back, wearing their best professional smiles, pretending not to feel exposed. Elena stepped up to the microphone. We're thrilled to announce that Lumine is partnering with Maya Thompson, an independent designer whose work has redefined accessibility and elegance. Her vision aligns perfectly with the future of this brand. Fashion for every woman, not just a select few. Applause filled the room. Cameras clicked. Maya stood and gave a poised smile, shaking Elena's hand. Her calm confidence radiated through the space. There was no arrogance, no triumph, just quiet assurance. She began to speak. When I first walked into this store, she said, I didn't see a fashion house. I saw a wall made of assumptions about who belongs, who deserves service, who looks like they can afford to be here. The crowd hushed. Even Elena looked slightly taken aback by her honesty. Maya continued, her voice steady but warm. That wall doesn't need to exist. Fashion isn't about class or price tags. It's about self-expression. It's about the courage to be seen. And everyone deserves that. Tiffany's eyes welled with tears as she listened. Lana shifted uncomfortably beside her. Maya glanced around the room, her gaze landing, just for a moment, on the two women who had once laughed at her. She didn't hold their gaze long, but long enough that they knew she saw them. Then, she turned back to the microphone. I'm proud to say that Lumine is not just launching a new collection. We're starting a new standard, one built on empathy, creativity, and respect. The room erupted in applause again. Flashbulbs popped. Tiffany clapped too, though her hands trembled. The applause around her felt like both celebration and reckoning. After the conference, staff mingled with guests and media. Maya made her way through the crowd gracefully, stopping to shake hands, answer questions, and pose for photos. When she reached the back of the room, Tiffany stepped forward hesitantly. "Ms. Thompson," she said softly, "that speech, it was beautiful." Maya smiled politely. "Thank you." Tiffany hesitated, then added, "I meant what I said earlier. I've been thinking about it a lot. I don't ever want to make someone feel like they don't belong again." Maya's expression softened. "That's the kind of reflection that changes things. Keep it." She extended her hand. Tiffany shook it, relief washing over her like sunlight breaking through clouds. "Good luck, Tiffany," Maya said quietly. "I have a feeling you'll need it, and that you'll earn it." Then she turned toward the photographers, smiling easily as flashes lit up the room again. Tiffany stood there, feeling small but strangely hopeful. She knew she'd never undo that first impression, but maybe she could build a better second one.